Hi, I'm Valerie Williams from Pilates by Val. I'm a certified Pilates instructor and a Franklin Method educator. And today we're going to do another beginner Pilates workout. Now before you do the workout, I want you to make sure that you are cleared by your doctor before you start doing any of these workouts. If you don't have any health issues, then you should be fine. But if you do, please make sure that you are cleared by a medical professional first. Okay, so let's do a warm-up first before we go into the mat series. So what I'd like for you to do is place one hand on your shoulder, tilt your head to the side, and you're just going to lift that shoulder up and just give your shoulder a little squeeze and then release. And give it a little squeeze and release. Let's do one more time. Good. And then you're going to circle that shoulder. So squeeze and release. And let's reverse that direction. Give it a little squeeze, release, squeeze, and release. And lift your head up. Now, you're just going to start from the neck and you're going to start tapping all the way down to the fingers. And we're still staying on the same side here. Just tap and tap. Good. And now let's give it a little shake. Just shake out the arm. Shake, 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 and just kind of move that arm all over the place here. And then start from the neck, and this is called swiping. Just go all the way down from the neck, all the way down to your fingertips, like so. And then just stop and just kind of notice the difference between that one shoulder that you just worked on compared to the other. Should feel lighter. So if you lift that arm up, notice how your movement got compared to the side you haven't worked on yet. Yeah? So let's do the other side. Place the hand here, tilt the head, and give that shoulder, upper trap muscle a squeeze, and then release. Squeeze and release. And let's circle that shoulder. A lot of this warm-up I also have in other previous videos. I'll have a link there so you can also watch those if you haven't seen them before. And then reverse that circle. It's just a great way to start any kind of movement because we're normally always really tight, maybe a little stressed out. So this kind of helps calm the nerves, relaxes the muscles, and you get better movement and coordination in your body. Now start going tap all the way down. Tap your whole arm, the top part, the side, the bottom, all the way up to the neck. And then shake out that arm. And again, just move this arm all over the place here. And then let's swipe from here all the way down to the fingertips there. Good. All right, so now the arms feel lighter. They're much better and they're ready to go. All right, so let's tap the rest of the body. So start from the waist, go up the right, down the left. And this is where your digestion goes, just FYI. And then let's tap your hips and let's open the feet out a little bit. Tap front and back. And let's tap the rest of the legs. So go all the way down on the side of the legs. Even your feet up and down. And then tap in front of the legs. And then tap on the inside. And then tap in the back of the legs. And then go all the way up to the glutes. And just kind of make a loose fist. And tap the glutes. And bend the knees a little bit. And stand back up. Good. And then even tap your lower back. All right, and then shake out your legs. Good, shake out the arms. All right, now let's bring your leg out a little diagonal. I call this the teapot. It's kind of a little side bending, a little more movement of the spine. So you're gonna tilt your head first, do a little side move, and then you're gonna lift the head up and then come back up. And let's do the other side. So tilt the head, go down, lift the head up, and come up. So we're going to alternate each way. Tilt, and again, this is getting some movement in the cervical spine, thoracic, lumbar, and stretching out that side body, side, down. Good. One more. And up. All right, and then my favorite one is called, I call it the robot, but it's rotation. And this is when the discs get a lot of nutrition. So if you place your hands here, pretend your hands are got gloves, and you're going to Velcro your hands. So you're going to rotate to one side, just the upper body. Now, your lower body is going to move, rotate, and then upper body, and then lower body. Now, depending on your flexibility, you go at your own pace. So I want you to isolate upper body first, and then lower body, upper body, and lower body. Let's do it again. Upper body, lower body, upper body, and lower body. So let's go the opposite direction. Upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. Again, upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. Let's do it one more time. Upper body, lower body, upper body, and lower body. Good. And just shake out the arms and shake out your feet too. Just shake it out and shake it out. Now, with your feet, just kind of roll your ankles out and in. Just kind of, sometimes we forget about our feet, and those are really important as well. And then kind of walk on the heels and the toes, heels and toes, heels and toes, heels and toes, heels and toes. Good. And then one more time, just roll out and in of those ankles. Good. All right. So let's get started now. All right, now that we're going to kind of loose, a little warmed up, I would like for you to lie on your stomach. So we're going to work on the upper back a little bit. So come down and prop yourself up on your forearms here. Yeah, like this. And then we'll actually bring your hands forward a little bit so that you can bring your head all the way down. Like so. The first thing I want you to do is up. Now this is where most people get a lot of mistakes, and we'll do this slowly, is I want you to lift up from the back of your neck, here. And I want you to feel this in your upper back. A lot of times what happens is when people lift up, this happens. It's like they're getting a lot of movement in the cervical spine. I don't want you to do that. I want you to think about bringing your chin towards your throat. Neck is long, but you're lifting the head up, and that you should feel your upper back engaged here. And then lower your head back down. And let's try that again. So lift up, watch your neck, lift that head up. You can use your arms. I'm using my arms and my hands to help me lift up. But I'm also feeling this, not only in my arms and shoulders, but I'm also feeling it in my upper back. And then lower down. And you'll know if you're not doing it correctly, because if you actually lift that chin up like this, you're not going to really feel much in your upper back, but you will probably feel a lot more in your shoulders. And I don't want you to do that either. So here, head down, chin down, lengthen that back of the neck. Come up a little bit higher if you can. Stay there. Now see if you can lift an arm, a hand, keeping the elbow down, a hand and forearm, and lift. Now try the other side and lift. Try to keep that same height going. Don't drop, and then lower down. Most of the time this is really difficult for a lot of people because we don't really train our upper back and our cervical spine much because we're always in a forward movement, right? So let's try that again. Lift up, Lengthen the back of your neck. Your upper back is engaged. And lift your hand and your forearm up. Try to stay lifted. Don't let yourself drop. And let's try the other arm. And lift. And then lower back down. We're going to do it one more time, but we're going to try to lift both arms at the same time. Let's give it a whirl. So, lift up. Stay lifted. Now, if this is too difficult, you can stick with just the one arm lifting. But see if you can lift both arms up and lower down. And lift up and lower. 2 more times. 1 more time. And then lower down. Good. That's really good work to do every day. So, modified Swan. This is called Swan, but we're doing a modified version. Hands close to your shoulders. Now, if you have shoulder issues or some inflexibility, you can place your hands out in front. So, depending on where you're at, I'm going to keep my hands here, so this is more of a beginner. And I want you to, before you lift your head up first, slide your shoulders down, and just a partial, like a partial swan. This is not a full swan here in the mat series. And then you're going to lower back down. And again, I want upper back involved, not just lower back. So lift the head up first, slide the shoulders down, press your hands down on the floor, and just lift up halfway and lower down. Let's do it again. Lift your head up, slide the shoulders down, and lift up and lower down. One more time. Lift that head up, slide the shoulders down, just come up halfway and lower down. Excellent. All right, so push yourself up and then just bring your hips back toward your heels. This is called child's pose, and just bring your hips back. And this is just a nice stretch for your lower back. If you have any tightness in your knees and you can't go all the way back, that's fine. Just go what you can. You can open the knees out a little bit wider to get a little bit more of a stretch in your lower back. Now, I like to work on feet too. So come up in your hands and knees and curl your toes and try to get all your toes on that mat. Now, if you can sit on your hips or on your heels, not on your hips, sit on your heels, then go for it. If this is not working for you, you can always keep your hands on the mat. Okay? So where you're, depending on where you are, it's perfectly fine. You'll still get your feet. You're going to come up, relax your toes, and then sit back down. So you're going to come up, toes, don't fall, Val, up, and then relax. Okay, so here's this version. If this is too much, you can just keep your hands on the mat so you're supporting yourself on the floor, but still getting the feet, right? So why is that important? Well, our feet don't really get a lot of work because we're always in shoes. So if you've ever had any plantar fasciitis or foot issues, right, all that connective tissue needs to be moved. And that's why we're doing it. So we'll do it a few more times. And see if you can notice equal weight on both feet. And one more time. All right. Now, let's lie on our side. But this time, I want you to prop yourself up on your forearm. And we'll just keep both knees bent. Now, place this top arm underneath your ribs and allow your body just to sink down. And when you do, your rib is going down toward the floor, the shoulder is coming up. All right? This is what happens when fatigue sets in. And I want you to think about using your hand and forearm, push away from the floor so this shoulder goes down and then this rib is lifted away from the floor. And then do it again. So just let it drop and then lift up. and let it drop, and lift up, and let it drop, and lift up. Now stay lifted. Bring this arm up, extend this leg, lift this leg up as high as you can. Now hold it right there, and just a small little pulse right there. Don't worry about how high your leg is going. This is as high. Mine is going without allowing my pelvis to drop. All right, so keeping it up, small little pulses up, and staying lifted here as well. Now, drop the toes down, small little pulses, lift, 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 and then toes up, and pulse, and lift. Good, and then lower down. Good, so let's sit on up. Now, extend the legs out in front of you. I want you to sit up nice and tall. Now, if you're real tight in your hamstrings and your back, you have two options. You can place a wedge or something that you can sit up a little higher on the floor, or you can bend the knees. What I'm looking for is just a nice straight back, okay? So either here or here. Now, cross the arms like this, because I don't want the arms to be really involved. I want you to turn your head first, then your shoulders, then your ribs, and go as far as you can. And then come back to center. And let's go the other side. Turn your head, shoulders, and ribs. And come back to center. So what I'm seeing, and what I see a lot, is people tend to really roll back. I want you to sit on those sit bones, equal weight. So turn your head, shoulders, and ribs, and come back to center. Now, if you have a hard time sitting up tall, this is what you can do. Place your hands behind your back on the floor. So I've got my fingertips here, and you can turn your head, shoulders, and ribs. And you can move your hands so that you can maintain this movement. Just sitting up tall like this is very difficult for a lot of people. So turn your head, shoulders, and ribs, and come back to center. And again, head, shoulders, and ribs, and come back to center. Let's do one more time. Turn your head, shoulders, and ribs. Come back to center. Last one. Turn your head, shoulders, ribs, and come back to center. Good. Let's do the other side. So let's come on over. Remember, come up or come down on your forearm. Bend both knees. Place this hand under your rib cage. Allow your body to drop. And then press your shoulder down. Lift that rib cage up. And lower down. And then press and lift. Good. And lower down. And press and lift. One more time. Lower down. And press and lift. Stay lifted. Bring the arm up. Extend that leg. Lift that leg up. Good. And small little pulses. Go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Make sure you don't collapse, right? And then aim the toes down so you're turning the whole leg. And pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Turn your whole leg this way and press 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Good. Let's lie on our back. All right. Now, I want you to feel your core involved. So you're going to lift one leg up. The opposite hand is going to reach, and I want you to press your hand into the leg like you're resisting it. So this leg wants to come in towards your chest, but this hand is not letting it. So you're pushing against it. So when you do that, you should feel some core start to kick in a little bit there. And then release it a little bit. So let's do it again. Same arm, same leg. So press in, and then release. So exhale, press, and release. And again, press, resist, and release. And press in, and release. One more time. Good. And then a switch. So remember, opposite arm to the leg. Here we go. And press that leg with your hand, and then release. And again, press, and release, and press, and release. And again, press, and release. Good. Now let's do both arms, both legs. Let's give it a whirl. And press, and resistance, and release, and press, and release. Now if you feel like you can lift your head and shoulders up while you do this, go for it. But if you have any neck issues, then just keep your head down. And again, press, and release. One more time. Press, and release. Good. Hug your right knee in. I want you to just extend that leg. Point and flex your foot. Relax your hands. There's no need for you to have any tension in your neck and shoulders. Circle your ankle. Reverse. Good. And then bring your leg down. Let's do that leg. Bring that leg in. Extend. Point and flex that foot. And then circle your ankle. And reverse. Good. And bring it in. So bring both knees in towards your chest. Place your hands on top of your knees and just make a circle with your knees. This is a great little stretch for your lower back. And then, of course, let's reverse that direction. Good. Place your feet down, arms out like in a T. Let's open the feet out wide. Drop both knees to one side. Allow the pelvis to rotate. And then turn your head the opposite direction. And then roll back. And let's do the other side. Turn. And come back to center. Good. So always when you come up, always roll to your side. And then come on up. Excellent. So that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Please let me know what you would like to see in the future. Please subscribe. And again, thank you for watching my channel.